You can use precious stone to multiply your earning. But what is very, very important is check that you are buying from a trusted bullion dealer. I'm sure the question in your mind is, how do I even know the price of gold? Before the advent of money, the people before us used to store money using gold. Today, I'll be talking about how you can multiply your earnings using precious stones with focus on gold. Hello, Your Excellency. How are you? Hope you're good. How's it been at your end? What's the weather like? What's the economy like? So today, I want to talk to you particularly about how you can use precious stone to multiply your earning. I've come to realize that over the past, a lot of us only believe saving money or doing investment, mutual fund, assets. So today I really want to focus about how do you use real assets beyond land. We've talked about that in the past episodes. How do you use gold to make money and to store your wealth? Let me actually shock you. Do you know currently in the past few months, in Ghana, the country have decided to start storing their wealth. I mean, the government of Ghana have decided to start storing some of their wealth using gold. While the likes of Donald Trump in the US is using digital currency like crypto, but other countries are already taking decisive steps. So it's important for you to think beyond buying mutual funds, beyond buying land. How do I use gold or precious stone as a way to multiply my earning? So first, what are those things you need to consider before you buy it? I really want to demystify this. Gold is not meant for the rich alone. You can also do something by buying that. So whenever we talk about that, don't think it's all about the rich. So what are those things you need to take note of if you need to start doing this? First, you must acknowledge whether you are the type that prefer to wear jewelries or you are the type that don't like to. What do I mean by that? For example, I am not the type that prefer to wear chains or use rings, apart from probably maybe wristwatch, because I often misplace them. But if you are the type, then listen. And if you are not the type, you should also listen. So for those who are not the types who prefer to actually buy or make use of jewelries, I mean wearing jewelries, one of the best things you might decide to go for is what we call gold bars. And for those who prefer to buy jewelries, you can do a combination of jewelries and gold bars. So what differentiates both? Gold bars are pure gold with almost 100% purity. You can't wear them, you can only store them. For those who prefer to wear jewelries, then you can have your gold in form of wristwatch, earrings, think of it, bangles, and many more. Number two, if for example you are the type that don't prefer to wear and you want to buy gold bars, because that you can store. The second thing you must consider is the purity. You must consider the purity and the weight of what you want to buy. So what do I mean by purity? When golds are mined, purity, it talks about what's the level of purity? Is it mixed with other metals? So one of the things we always encourage people is buy gold, if you are buying gold bars, buy gold bars that are 99.9% pure, right? Buy golds that are 99.9% pure. In terms of weight, what you often hear, for example, things like 24 carats, 18 carats, 21 carats. Now, I always advise people, if you can, go for the 24 carat, which is like the highest carat. Having said that, when you are buying things like 18 carats and you are buying jewelries, it means more often maybe it is mixed with other metals. So when you buy a jewelry of 18 karat, sometimes particularly wristwatch, earring, check the metal. So check how pure it is. In most instances, if it is for example, wristwatch, maybe it's 18 karat or 21 karat, it could be 75% pure gold and 25% other metals. Those other metals are what makes it look firm in the process of mining. Number 3 that you must consider is what brand are you buying and what is the level of authenticity. So in terms of some gold bars, for example, comes with QR code, some gold bars come with serial number, and some come with certification of issuance. But what is very, very important is check that you are buying from a trusted bullion dealers. Check that you are buying from a trusted gold seller. That's very, very important for you to check. And when you buy it, please and please keep your receipts. It's very, very important we talked about that. The next point I really want to talk about, after you've considered the purity, you've considered the karat, and you've considered in terms of if it comes with any level of certification, you must learn to protect where you are storing your gold. So if you are buying things like gold bars, learn to have a small safe at home where you can save it. I haven't said this. I'm sure the question in your mind is, how do I even know the price of gold? In Nigeria, the price varies. But if you're listening to me, keep in mind that we are living in a global market. So one of the best places I always ask people to check is www.livepriceofgold.com. You can see that on the screen, but I'll read it out again. www.livepriceofgold.com. The live price, L-I-V-E. Ideally, you will see the prices. And those prices, you can use it to have an idea. Now, let's take a step back. In 2019, globally, the average price of gold ranges between $43 to $45. Today, that average price of gold ranges between $94 to $100. What does that mean? If you buy a gold back then, in terms of, 2019, when, for example, the dollar to a naira used to be around 360, it means you are buying it for around $40 to $45. Probably maybe about 140, 150,000. But do you know the truth? Today, it's not even up to 140, 150,000 because 43 times, 360, $50 back then, it's just roughly around, let's say, 18,000 naira. But see what it's looking at. This year, the price of gold in Nigeria, if you are buying a 1 gram, ranges between 190, 200 grams, particularly if you are buying 24 carats. So you can imagine what you bought back then for less than 15, 18,000. And today, you are selling at almost 190, 200,000 naira. You can imagine that. That's huge amount of more than 1,000% interest. So you don't necessarily need to buy plenty. Start from buying 1 gram. Because that's another thing I really want to talk about. So if you are the type that don't have enough fund, buy 1 gram, 200K, 190K, store at home. If you have enough, buy 5 grams, 2 grams, store at home. And if you are the type that want to buy it in form of jewelries, ensure you are buying the jewelries probably is 18 karat. I think 18 karat is far lesser than 24 karat. The prices I've mentioned now, for example, are 24 carats. So buy lesser prices. Buy things that you know, because even for the jewelries, when you use them, you will still be able to sell them at a very good price. So after you've used it and then you want to sell it, imagine what you've used and you are selling. That's a salvage cost. I remember one of my friends bought a gold and earring for maybe about 90, 100K. Many years back. But guess what? After using the same earring and she wants to sell, she still sells for more than 700,000, 800,000. So you really need to think about this. And I'm really urging you to think about how you store your wealth. Buying land is not bad, but when you buy things like gold, I mean, it's so easy. As long as you're buying from a trusted dealer, all you need to do, go back to the trusted dealer if you need to sell it, and you can go with your receipts. I'm really urging you to start thinking in this direction because it's one of the things many people in our generation don't think of. You want to wear bling bling, think about it. Not bad that you want to, probably because of what you like or the nature of your job. But it's also important that you are buying the right thing that can help you store your wealth. I have seen people whereby when they have kids and their kids are about growing for marriage, they just go into their wardrobe, pick 5 gram, 10 gram, 20 gram of gold and give that child. This is what I'm giving to you as part of what you can go on and start something in your life. So today, start something. Whether it is a 1 gram, whether it is that earring that comes with 3 grams, start something. Buy something. Store something. And that thing is one of those things you can do is gold. I hope this has really encouraged you to start thinking in another way of storing wealth. Hope it makes sense. If you think so, and you agree with me, hit on the comment button. Let me hear your opinion, and I'm going to definitely reply you. It's the Money Mindset with Hello, Your Excellency.